Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back with another training video with Zhang. You might have seen some videos I posted with him last year, but he was away finishing up grad school, but now he's back in the Big Apple. Kai also came back from China recently when I took this lesson, and he picked up some new secrets there for the forehand and backhands, and he was able to share that with me. So I'm going to give a summary of these secrets in the video, but if anyone's interested in training with him, you can find him at Ping Pod in New York or New Jersey, and you can message him on Instagram as well. Okay, so he started off by emphasizing your grip, and he said that you need to keep the head of your paddle stable so that it doesn't wobble when you hit. So the head of the paddle being this whole thing, and so when you're hitting the ball, as you hit the ball, you have to make sure that you're able to go straight through it and not have it wobble like this. And there's also, when you're gripping the paddle, there's emphasis on applying pressure during your grip with your thumb and index fingers, but you also want to apply some pressure using your pinky and ring finger. Kai also mentioned in this lesson that when you're hitting forehands, the contact should happen more inside out. Kai recommended for me that this is the best because when I loop, I tend to have a lot of problems where my elbow shakes and kind of flares outward. And he's saying that this is because I tend to hit around the ball on the right side of it too much, and that causes my elbow to come up, making my shot weaker and unstable. So in addition to moving your feet, Kai mentioned you can use your non-playing hand to locate the ball. This should get you to move close to the ball and hit it closer to your body. So wherever the ball's going, you use your non-playing hand to sort of reach and find where that ball is, and it'll bring your body closer to it. This makes sense because if you watch a lot of the professionals play, you can see their left hand is usually in front of them, and they seem to use it when they're trying to locate the ball, and they don't have it just dangle on the side. For example, Malo. And then here, Robert Gardos, who's a professional player from Austria. He's been visiting New York. Just came to say hi to Kai. They've actually played before at the Westchester Open tournaments in New York.
How do you find it? So basically, it's really interesting. So, you know when you aim with here, you always feel the ball closer. If you aim from here, it's going to launch. Oh, you mean flying this side of the ball? Yes. So basically, you know, like when you shoot a golf, like 3 points, like 1, 2, 3. Line up, you shoot a target. When you play, you aim, left hand, left the ball. And then accelerate and then aim here, and then you will feel more solid. But do you so when you hit, you just go straight through? So basically your hip, straight, right? Yeah.
Okay, so over here, I think Kai gave me a nice breakdown of the forehand stroke. He told me you initiate the stroke by thrusting your hip first, then your elbow will extend outward a little bit, and then you accelerate the forearm and your wrist, contacting inside.
Yeah. And then you become stable. That's the reason. So if you try maybe a lot of changes, but you feel better. I think the grip was already. I think the grip is good. Yeah. You just have to. I think the aim is really important because I can see you have a really good pause in between, which is very good.
Kai also complimented me here that I have a moment of pause before I strike the ball. This is something I didn't need to do as part of the lesson, but if you're watching and this isn't something you're doing, you should also implement this. If you're having trouble with your loop, this might be one of the reasons. Basically whenever the ball gets blocked back to you, you need to also let the ball reach its highest point first, and then you swing. You don't want to chase the ball.
Like he has like certain things very good, right? Backhand, of course, is very good.
Okay, I think over here Kai mentioned when you hit the ball inside out, it helps a lot when you play pivot. So when you're pivoting to play your forehand from your backhand corner, this allows your arm and hips to be in sync. And then he also noted that Wang Chuqin tends to do this a lot.
Yeah, and also it's easier for you to
use your hip,
be in sync with your hip.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay. Let's just try. So let's still aim. So basically, we block. Basically, with the ball coming, I aim with my left. Yeah. Aim with my left hand. But I also keep your right hand in front, which you already doing. It's pretty good. What? Keep your right hand in front. How come right now it's
Okay, so this part of the lesson was interesting and something I've been thinking about a lot, but it was nice to have a coach sort of validate my claim. So Kai mentioned nowadays players are standing with their dominant leg more forward, or at least neutral stance, which was so different for the traditional way of playing where you tend to have your non-dominant leg forward. So for me as a right-hander, before I was taught to play with my left leg forward, but now he's saying either have your right leg more forward or at least in parallel with your left leg. Actually, when I took a lesson with Coach Liu Juan a few months ago, she had also told me this, but it was also nice to have someone else explain this to me as well. So the reason for this is so that your hip can be closer to the ball and you can use the power from your hips a lot better. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of professional international players doing this recently. If you look at Harimoto or a lot of the female players play, like Chen Meng or Sun Yisha, I noticed that they tend to stand a lot more with their right leg in front. And apparently the way Kai explained this was due to the advancement of the game after the ball has gotten bigger. There's more emphasis on speed rather than spin. So spin is still very important, and everyone should be working on being able to generate good spin first and then worry about the speed. But especially for the better players, they have to think about the speed. And now with your hip being closer to the ball, by having your dominant leg more forward, then you can hit the ball using the power from your hip, and then you're also able to hit the ball a little bit earlier because you're already closer to the ball.
But make sure, when you aim your left hand, when you see the ball, see the starting point, you need to do this right away. So it's not like, aim, block, stop, stop. This is. Alright, see you next week. Aim the ball. Just walk down. Okay. Just watch the continuity, like continuity. Yeah, I mean, aiming when outside is like symmetry is almost same, right? Like, so I can catch the ball, the front tag. Because when you do this and wait, the ball passes you, especially in the game. Like right now, the ball becomes bigger. Yeah. It's just faster and faster. That's why the development is more speed. More speed. You have to make sure timing.
Okay, so a lot of these tips in this lesson were centered around hitting the ball earlier with less power. Kai mentioned that if you're able to hit the ball at an earlier timing, then you will already create quality because of the speed that you're generating from hitting it early. He said you can also reduce your power. Like, you don't need to hit so hard. It's like thinking about trying to smack the ball really hard. Like, you don't need to do that. You can reduce the tension on your body and just try to swing and hit earlier without using too much power. And then he also mentioned here that as the rally's continuing and you're trying to continue to hit earlier and earlier, you should reduce your power as well as do that. So you reduce your power, but you hit the ball earlier in the time. So now, just personally, when I was thinking about this, I think these new tips, they don't invalidate the traditional forehand technique by any means, where you have your left leg forward and you wait for the ball and spin. But I think what it does is it enhances those techniques, because now you can also do this in addition to if you're ever in a situation where you do need to wait for the ball and spin it up, you can also do that. So a few things to remember to do with this is still, when you start the stroke, you need to still use your dominant leg to push off the ground and generate power from the ground. And then you also need to wait for the ball to stop in the air before you swing.
If you change your intention, after this one ball, you say, oh, and you will not do it. Makes sense, right? Yeah, because yes, now it's like actually when you feel you're trying to get a technical earlier, you're not really getting a lot of it. You're actually take the speed of the ball into your calculation.
I don't think about it.
Yeah, like you don't think about the speed of the ball, you don't think about yourself. Yeah. And in match, that's really hard. Because you have to, it's just like you have a good serve, right? So after you serve something, you have to predict what is coming. Now you're professional. Now you're being a real. And in a match, you're confident to keep looping 4 or 5 balls.
Is this the same concept for underspin?
Yes. Well, I mean, underspin, you don't have to worry about it because underspin basically is only one time.
Yeah.
You don't need to continue to underspin.
Or underspin the first one, get it on, and do this.
Sure. Like you say, like the machine sometimes people push it off, they spin, and then when they block, they go like this.
Yeah.
They take like off the way. So that could be a one combination. So it's like you can push what you want, right? So you push the one first while you spin, and then so in the match you want to be like this. And then you don't do 3, 4, 1. Think about this. How can you jump this? You speed, you don't want to be that goes this way. Like that you don't miss the ball. Higher level, like if you do that to me, I'm not going to be scared. You literally gave me so much time to see what you do.
Yeah.
Even though you put a lot of power,
But you know how to react.
your goal is to make your opponent not touch the ball. Now we it's not this miss.
Yeah.
So you don't want to power through it. You don't want to feel like I want to make a hole with the racket. It's more like I don't want to touch the ball. Like when I look somewhere, I just don't want I don't want to be lost the ball. Yeah, this is professional. Right? This is like you can make 20 balls, you don't feel stress, you don't feel tired, and you feel even match you can do.
You have to be like pushing, huh?
Yes, you have to push. The more power you want to go, more pushing.
So like just
more speed, then you use less. So it depends on what you're doing.
Also, sometimes I try to push too much and then I lose time. Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, because you don't watch my ball. Because like if I give you a slow one, then you push more. If you look once, I'll give you kind of like a fast ball, and then you
have to be like.
So it's more like the same as like serving what is coming next and predict. right time. So sometimes this is fine. Yeah, for example, all of a sudden you go like this. That's good. A lot of times people are gonna slow ball. What do they do? They swing up.
You're not supposed to don't slow down.
Don't slow down. Yeah. What is the type? Especially type one.
Just get closer.
Just get your hip closer. So that's another thing. You want to get your hip closer when it's slow ball. Instead of getting your sort of like double power. Yeah. You see if people look high roll, maybe more high roll. So if people sort of closer, see that? They sort of get your hip closer. They get your hip closer. Because when they got your hip closer, and you don't move your hands, then I can watch you.
You can change the watch.
If you swing your hand, you have kind of like time to watch. Forehand, 2/3 of table.
Okay, and then here I finish off the lesson doing some multi-ball, 2/3 table, just to practice the timing and locating the ball for this new forehand.
So when you practice, your goal is practice moving and got your timing never behind the previous one. You know what I mean? If this one you loop here, second one you cannot loop beyond this point. Okay? But you still use power. It's not like you just touch the time. You just loop the time, like power loop the time. Use power. Aim the ball. Yeah, more inside out. Yes, good. You are taking the timing, but right now it's on. Use all hands to find the timing. I want you to do everything here, and you don't even check the timing. You have power. And right now you're a little bit, like you still want to push down, like before, but I just want you to like, I don't want to change your loop. It's more like I want to change your intention.
Yeah, I think I got it. I'm not using here because I'm scared I'm
feel
gonna
like
be
you're
slow.
late. Yeah, I know. So that's why I said, when your intention is going to guide you, don't worry, it's going to guide you. You still have to get power in.
Should I stand a little further back?
It depends. Like, whichever you feel comfortable, but I try not to get timing late. Yeah, and I still want you to have a pause in between, right? Pause in between power, but fix that timing or earlier timing.
So I also have an announcement to make. I have officially become an MLTT ambassador. MLTT is Major League Table Tennis, which is the United States' first table tennis league. And by being an ambassador, what that means is I'm promoting their events, and you can get tickets through me. I'll have the link in the description, and then you can also use my personalized code KoKo20 to get 20% off all tickets for MLTT events. So I'll have all the information in the description, and just take a look and find the event that's closest to wherever you are. Hope you guys enjoy, and follow MLTT on their YouTube and Instagrams. I'll have it all linked below.